Ask Tom on Home Show.
Tony from DeLand, Florida has a question about attic ventilation.
Well, this is a question. Could this be a case, Tom, of more isn't better? Tony writes to us. He says, I'm getting ready to replace my roof shingles and would like to convert to ridge vents, but my roofer is saying my 2 solar exhaust fans installed 8 to 10 feet down from the ridge, which I'd like to keep, would compete with the ridge vents, and I would have adequate soffit vents, and the roof is a hip style roof. I think he's saying that he has adequate soffit vents already, even though it's a hip style roof. So he wants to know what's your advice on this about the attic fan competing with the ridge vent.
Well, first off, if you have adequate feet of ridge vent, which your roofer sounds like he's pretty sharp. I like what he's telling you, quite frankly. And you have the proper amount of soffit vents, and with a hip, you can have soffit vents all 4 sides, all the way around. That's awesome, because you want that lower area for the air to go up out of the ridge vent. The answer is yes. Get rid of the solar vents. I know you want them. I know they're cool. I know you could probably maybe find something else to do with them, like put them on a porta potty or something. But I'd say that jokingly, but maybe a house or a storage shed you have with your stuff, that would help, ventilate that. But it does suck air in through the ridge vent and through the soffits because the velocity is so much higher that it just negates everything you're trying to do. Real quick, attic ventilation is this. It's moving air very slowly from the bottom to the top through heat. Heat, as it goes higher, it gets hotter and hotter. Hot air rises. We all know that. And as that air is hotter, it's absorbing water, especially in Florida. I'm very familiar with Florida. Lived there many, many years. Went to high school and college there. And as far as that goes, you want that humidity out, and that's what attic ventilation does. It doesn't make it cooler. It doesn't make you feel more comfortable when you go up there. It removes the moisture, because moisture in your attic insulation will destroy its percentage of effectiveness tremendously. So you want it to stay as dry as possible. So that's moving heat out. It's moving water out. Your insulation on the floor is staying very dry. It's working. The R value staying its full capacity or close to it. And the last little thing, if you don't have one, especially in Florida and the sun beating on the roof, a radiant barrier is the perfect addition to make the 3 types of heat. Either stay out of the house or leave the house, but get rid of the power vents.
So if you get rid of these power vents, what are you going to just shingle over them, Tom? And close it up? Or do you just disconnect them and leave them as a passive vent?
No, you get rid of them altogether. If he's getting a new roof, his roofer's telling him to get rid of it. A lot of roofers do it differently, but the most common way I've seen it done is they'll take a piece of sheet metal and they'll just put it right over the hole. The hole's usually about a 12-inch hole. And then they'll go ahead and put the tar paper in there, flashing and all that stuff. They'll probably put some peel and stick on it and then just run the shingles right over it. And it just patches the hole up. If anybody ever steps on it or anything, it'll be a heavy enough gauge to keep anybody from falling through or denting. But usually a piece of metal is what's used. If they want to cut the deck out and put a piece of wood, sometimes they do that depending how big the hole is. But usually a piece of metal.
Sounds good. And you want a straightforward answer to your problem? Tom will help you. Shoot straight with you and tell you the right thing to do. Just click on that Ask Tom button right there, and you get to either send us a video or write a question. And what really help us out is if you'd also send us a picture, and there's a place there where you can upload those, because we want to make sure you get a good answer. Tom and I do these every day, and Tom answers your questions. We post one at HomeShowRadio.com, our Facebook page, and of course you'll find hundreds of videos at our YouTube channel.